we have a special moment. This is gonna be my first full-length video where I'm gonna go slowly, little by little, just talking about the card, Pokemon, the illustrations, the illustrators. And our first ETB that we're gonna open on this channel is gonna be a Journey Together. This Journey Together ETB was actually won on a giveaway from a gentleman on TikTok known and going under Carberry. Carberry is a solid guy. He does a lot of good giveaways. We were able to win this, and he usually what he does is he gives out free Pokemon cards and ships them out to people who really appreciate the common cards. Solid guy, great content. But actually the person who won this giveaway and this ETB box was actually a really good friend of mine, going under Blackbird Studios. Blackbird Studios won this ETB, but he sent it over to me since I'm usually the one who's more of a Pokemon fan. So let's begin. Now we have this Journey Together. We're gonna talk about the graphic design and see how beautiful the artists and illustrators work on these boxes. A lot of the time on the internet, you go through this and people just rip right through it. They don't even pay attention to it. They don't even give it a second glance. But we're gonna take our time. We're gonna look through the entire box. Look at the front, forward, back, and sides. I love the color scheme that they use here. We can see that it goes with a nice, beautiful pink at the bottom, purple pink, and it goes into a gradient of dark blues up above. I do love the way that they portray the characters in this image. We can see that it's a very gradient. It goes from a darker purple up to a lighter white and gray. So whoever worked on this ETB, the graphic designers, they're doing some solid work. We have the back that explains everything that we have, you know, the promo cards, what are the contents of the box and such. Of course, on top for the Elite Trainer boxes, we have all the logos, the classic Pokemon logo, the Journey Together logo, and the Elite Trainer box. The Pokemon Center versions usually have the Pokemon Center stamp right here somewhere, but of course this is just the basic version. Other than that, let's begin. We're gonna start opening it up with my trusty grape scissors, and here we go. So something that I do like about the Journey Together is I do believe it is one of the most underrated sets. A lot of people really just overlook it because they say that it doesn't have any good hits, or that the art wasn't impressive, but actually, in my opinion, Journey Together has been in overall one of the best collection of illustrations. It is such a beautiful collection of artists, illustrators, and cards. I don't really know why there's so much hate or it's fallen off the way it has. Let's keep going. Let's look at this artwork. We're gonna start off with the cover that we have here. This is what wraps the ETB. And if we break it open, which we're gonna do right now, because we want to analyze what this entire product line has. We're gonna open it up. And we're gonna analyze this beautiful artwork. We have N, we have Iono, and we have Fairy, we have Hop. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. This could go on a good poster. If it didn't have all these creases coming across here, I would definitely frame it and put it up on my wall. But let's continue. Of course, we have the player guide. The player guide tells us what cards are in the set and how everything's looking. And we're gonna open it up. We're gonna see what the contents are on the inside. As we can see here, we have the Cramorant, all the artwork, everything, the SIRs that you can pull. We have the characters and a bit of information on them. And Iono, Lily, Hop. And if we keep going, well, I do have several chase cards on this set. If we continue here, and funny enough, my chase cards are usually based on illustrators and illustrations. For example, the Paris. I love this illustration. Also the Metapod and the style that they have. Hopefully we can pull that one as a reverse holo or just basically any Pokemon card. Up next we have the Wingull and the Ludicolo, one of my favorite. Este amigo mío es mexicano. Me encanta Ludicolo. He's one of my favorites. I love his energy and the little dances he does. Up next, oh, my boys right here, Voltorb and Electrode. I want these two cards so bad. As you can see, he's excited for it. I'm excited for it. I want to pull an Electrode. And that Voltorb, look at those colors. Like really, look at that. That is amazing. The artist just knows how to make these look so good. Let me see, what's next? Mimikyu, my wife's favorite Pokemon. Mimikyu is a fan favorite and a fan favorite of this household. We have several plushies, one in my car, one in her car. And what else? What other beautiful illustration? Magearna, and I love Magearna. the rabbit robot. It reminds me a lot of Oriana from League of Legends, if anyone's who's played. We're gonna keep going up next with the colorless Pokemon. We have items. We have all the SIRs like the Maractus. I would love to have that one. Lycanroc. I pulled this one out of an Italian Journey Together ETB. We have the Ruffian. It reminds me of a couple friends that I have here in my hometown. Beautiful cards. Beautiful player's guide. Something that you cannot just overlook. You have to give it some love. You have to take some time. Just read over it and see what kind of artwork and information it can give you. A lot of great content that the Pokemon Company puts into this, and most people just toss it aside. But don't do that. We're gonna give appreciation to this, to the box, to the card, to the art, to the illustrators, as always. So now let's go with the good stuff. We're gonna go with the actual box itself. Beautiful, glossy, holographic. Look at that. Now let's crack it open like a good cold beer. There we go. Of course, it comes with all the cardboard, everything that protects the contents inside. We're gonna put that aside. It comes with the amazing promo card. Look at that. Such beautiful artwork by Megumi Mizutani. Mizutani always has this ability to make this just great compositions, colors, and the line work. Also, look at these little plants that they have there. Solid. Alright, let's put this aside. We're gonna put this right over here. Push this back a bit. We have the dice. The dice are always themed after the ETB. A lot of people do use this to play the game. I personally don't play the game, but I do want to learn. Hopefully I can do this much later and learn how to play that game. We have, of course, these conditioned dice, burning and poison. I love these. I don't know why people don't collect these often, but they're great. The energy cards. Energy cards change in design from time to time. So I always like to keep this on hand, maybe make some arts and crafts with it. Really great. And of course, the card sleeves. I know several people that actually collect the card sleeves. A lot of people want to put this in some top loader binders or just have them there. What I don't like with some of the card sleeves is that they make the image on the Pokemon cards a little matted out, especially on this side. So let's see how this one looks. Hopefully it's nice and clear. But any hits we get, whether they're common cards, SIRs, or anything rare, we're gonna put it in these babies. So let's rip this open. Let's see how it looks. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. These will go right here. And let's see what we get. And the best part, the Pokemon packs. Let's see what comes out. Let's see if fortune smiles upon us or we walk out with nothing. But even if we're walking out with nothing, we're actually walking out with a lot of good things, a lot of good illustrations, and a lot of information that we can learn from it. So what we're gonna do in this video is we're gonna focus on pretty much just 3 points. We're gonna focus on the Pokemon that appears, the illustrator that has worked on it, and something that caught my attention from that illustration. That way we can just talk about it. And if we do receive any duplicates, we're gonna put it on a stack right here. Duplicates are gonna be donated to charity. I don't keep any of them. I don't try to sell anything. So any duplicate that does appear, that's where it's gonna go. So let's begin. Right here, we have Lily and her Clefairy. I love the art of Journey Together. I love the style and design that these packets have. The beautiful blues and yellows just stand out so amazingly well. I don't know why people just rip them up and just tear them up so quickly. Come on, just give them a good glance, a good look, appreciate it before you rip it. Let that dopamine settle in a bit, and then you get the hit, hopefully. So here we go. First one up, and 1, 2, there it goes. Let's crack it open, gently. A lot of times when you do it too roughly, you kind of damage the card, so you have to be very safe. Up first, we have Caterpie. Caterpie by the artist Shimades Yukichi. Shimades Yukichi is somebody I've spoken about in my previous videos if you follow me on TikTok. Shimades Yukichi has this very simplified artwork. It's very beautiful, reminiscent of old Kirby games, old Nintendo games. The way that they just use basic colors to make it look so vivid. Caterpie looks amazing. And also, first card is in matching with my Caterpie playmat. So let's put this down. Let's put some cards down here. That's where they'll go. Up next, we have Magmar by Nayo Kimura. What I love about this card is it's such a beautiful perfect pose, nothing complicated, and it just shows Magmar standing there, very confident. Let's continue. All right, we have Wooloo by Tomomi Ozaki. Tomomi Ozaki is a beautiful at drawing the backgrounds. Look at that grass, look at those flowers, and the way he uses the nice soft clouds. Wooloo almost looks like a cloud. He actually looks like he's levitating, like he's gonna go into the atmosphere. Now we have Beldum by the artist. Whoa, who is that? Isaac? Izucch? Isuk? Who knows? But what I do love is the illustrations, the way that the Beldum does match with all the rocks behind him, and he's partially in the shade, and we have the sunlight hitting him right there. Regice. Ooh, Regice is such a beautiful card. This is by Takumi Wada. Takumi Wada is giving this blizzard effect, and also not easy when you're a digital artist to make something look like ice. You really have to work with shadowing, coloring, and light to make it look as if something is frozen or semi-transparent like Regice here. He's looking very powerful, and those are looking very sharp. Now we have Cramorant, Hops Cramorant to be exact, and this is by Saboteri. Saboteri is beautiful, classic, clean, beautiful artwork, beautiful colors, and just his little dopey look as if he's looking at you. It's almost like he heard something or a gossip, but it's great. I love this artwork. Cramorant is a very funny Pokemon, and I enjoy every time I pull it. We have Octillery by Toshinao Aoki. Toshinao Aoki, I like it. Perfect. I like the way that they blend a bit of the lighter color here and then turn it to a gradient right there at the bottom right. Also, we're looking from a top-down view. Our camera, air quotations, our camera's underneath Octillery, and we're looking up at him. So we can see how the shadows are underneath because the sunlight is coming from above. And now we have Graveler by Hyogonosuke. Hyogonosuke is showing off this lineless artwork. Beautiful lineless artwork, something that we see very often with his illustrations, and also the ability to have this moment of action that he's doing and the motion of Graveler. Alright. And now we have Hop's Choice Band. This is by, of course, Toys the Beach. Toys the Beach usually works with a lot of 3D illustrations, and they're beautiful cards. And this headband kind of reminds me of the Best Food Review channel with Sunny. He's always wearing a headband, so I kind of see him wearing that. Oh, nice! We got our first hit. And Zoroark, an EX card by the artist Tokoyu? Something like that. I apologize and I don't pronounce it properly. But Zoroark, I love the holographic look on this one. Usually, I'm not a big fan of the 3D illustrations. They tend to be a little cheaper, if you ask me. But we're gonna take a hit when it shows up. And our energy for today is gonna be the basic energy. Those are gonna be put aside along with the little card code there that we have for the game. So here we go. We're gonna put this down like so. That's gonna be our first hit. And I actually like the sleeves. They're not matted out. They're actually very clear, so you can see the artwork very well. The quality can be better, but I don't mind it. Let's continue. Now we're gonna go with Hop, and this first one here. We're gonna see him and his Pokemon. Beautiful artwork. It doesn't have the yellow like Lily because his is a darker blue. It has a blue ring behind him. Let's open this up. Let's see how it goes. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Oh, okay. Out of here. All right. Let's pop this open. Let's be gentle. You never know what's gonna be inside. Might be something good. Might be something great. There you go. We have a Shell God by Julie Hong, my mistake, I'm sorry. Look at this. Beautiful illustration. Again, the gradients of cool colors, the darker, warmer colors, and him right in the center, looking down at you with that presence. He is confident, and he is just mad dogging you. I love this card. I love this illustration. It's perfect. And now we have Milcery by Shibuza. Shibuza is also colorless, and this one's really cute. It kind of looks like a children's book. It's really nice. You know, helping you out in the kitchen. I know my wife would appreciate a bit some help. I'm kind of useless in the kitchen. All I can do is mince and eat. That's pretty much it. Oh, fan favorite Wooper, Lee Hyung-young. Hyun-jung. I apologize, Illustrator, if I said your name wrong. Please forgive me. I'm an American. Now, Paldean Wooper, a fan favorite, beautiful Pokemon, such a silly goose. I love the art style and the illustration. So simple. The leaves here and there, the background, it's perfect. How can you not love the common cards and the perfect illustrations that they give you? Let's keep going. Black Belt Trainer, or Ken from Street Fighter. That's what I see when I see the red headband. This one's by Go-san. Oh, Go-san, one of my top 5 illustrators. Perfect in every way. I love the way this artist draws. As a digital artist myself, I look towards this illustrator's work so I can get some inspiration and use it as reference for my work. Alright, let's keep going. Up next we have Oinkaloni. This is by Mina Nakai. Mina Nakai, giving her this little spunky attitude. Look at her, she's a queen. And how can you not let her be a queen in your house? She's a spoiled little pompous pig, but perfect. She's a little Miss Piggy. Up next we have Banette. Oh, I love Banette. I'm a sucker for ghost type Pokemon. Ghost types are just my bread and butter. This is by Anesaki Dynamic. Anesaki Dynamic giving this energy of him coming forward to you, almost as he's vengefully coming after you, or maybe he just wants a good hug after being abandoned. Oh, Hop's bag. I need a bag like this, something where I can carry everything. You know, an infinite carrying bag. This is by Ayumi Odashima. Ayumi Odashima primarily draws only item cards. So whenever you pull one of her cards, she rarely draws Pokemon. So she's primarily items and architecture, like arena cards. And the meme card, the one that everybody looks after and was chasing. This is actually one of my chase cards. Ants Pee Up. Yeah, we can see why. And this is drawn by Toysta Beach. Toysta Beach going again with the 3D graphics. I love this one. Ants Pee Up is one that I'm gonna have in like a frame. I'm gonna frame this one. So let's put this one actually in the card sleeve because I love it that much. Here we go. Let's be gentle. There it is. That's a hit. That's a hit for me. Alright, let's see what we get next. And then we got Piloswine. Piloswine? Did you know that Piloswine actually has eyeballs? Anyway, we have here by Aliyah Chen. Aliyah Chen is a very skilled artist, and she's worked on, I believe, and don't quote me on this, I believe she's worked on several video games and concept art. So she is someone who works in the field. She is a professional to the nth degree. She is a pro, and I love the way she's designed this card. Let's keep going. And now we have Lycanroc by the artist Shiburi. Ooh, excuse me about that. Shiburingaru. Again, forgive me. But Lycanroc, I love the way that he's coming in motion. He's really coming in, turning a hard left. And you can see that the weight behind his speed is coming up behind him. How his back legs are kicking up off the floor. Beautiful card, beautiful artwork. Our energy for this pack is basic energy of fire. Let's put this down. Let's continue. All right. Up next, we have N and his Zoroark. Look at this. Purple in the background again. Let's continue. Let's see how it comes up. And again, 1, 2, 3. There it is. Get out of here. All right. Let's rip it up. Let's be gentle. You never know what's in. And we have Delmise. Delmise by Sonosuke Sakuma. Perfect. A perfect card. Great. The only thing I do notice about this card here is that there's a big difference between the style of the background and the Pokemon itself. The background looks painted, but the Pokemon itself looks a bit cel-shaded. So there's that contrast, but it lets the Pokemon stand out. And I actually like this Pokemon. He's one of my favorites in design-wise. He's a big, giant, haunted anchor. Black belt training, but now with his legs going up, he's going a kick again by Go-san. Go-san coming in clutch with the amazing artwork. Always on point with the background, always on point with the posing, always on point with just about everything. They never skimp out on putting their skill on these cards. All right, we have Shelmet. Shelmet by, who is this here? Toshinao Aoki. I love this one. It's so simple. It's like a beautiful cartoon. Just basic colors, basic shading, and just great line work. And he's adorable. Look at him. He's giving you that kissy face. Ah, This one by Rock Ruff. This one is by Yoshimi Miyoshi. Yoshimi Miyoshi just giving us beautiful, cute, adorable artwork. Look, he's just trotting along, just walking forward, just looking forward and having a good day. You know, I wanted this Pokemon. Take him for a walk. Be the best partner. Oof. Here we go. Look at this. A Selgor. A Selgor by the artist Kazumasa Yasukuni. Kazumasa Yasukuni. What do you see in this art? Dynamic colors. Outlines are in different colors. We have pink, top right. We have dark blues, bottom left. We have pinks, blues, greens just flying everywhere. This Pokemon is accelerating at you at high speeds to the point that he is just warping the color around him. This is a great illustration. This is a pull. So I'm gonna put this in the special stack somewhere over here. There we go. And Lily's Pearl. Lily's Pearl by Ayumi Odashima. Again, Ayumi Odashima with the item cards. Beautiful pearl color, pearlescent. We have the pinks, the greens, the blues, just making it a gorgeous card. And Greedent. A lot of people love Greedent. I myself am not a big fan of Greedent because he's a little greedy, but he's adorable. He's adorable, little chunky. This is by Jerky. Jerky is a legend of just the illustrations. Always does lineless work. Every once in a while, they do lined work, but lineless is where it's at. And he's enjoying his little snack there in the corner. Why not? Let him enjoy that. We have Pupitar. Pupitar by the artist Scav. This one is a good art. I like the design in the back and how the wind is twisting around Pupitar. Also, if we can see the little smoke trails here, the vapor trails, you can tell that he's spinning through the air, kind of like a football, giving that sense of motion. Maractus. Ooh, Maractus. Yes, el nopal que me encanta. Oh my gosh. I know a lot of people feel weird about eating Pokemon, but I am so curious as a Latino, how would Maractus taste si lo pones en un guisado or something like that, right? If you started cooking him. I'm sorry, I just wonder what he would taste like if you would cook him. But this is a beautiful artwork. I like the sand spinning all around him. And this is by the artist Suke. Suke is one of my other favorite artists that I enjoy very much so. Legendary. This is a pull. I'm gonna put this in the special stack right up. And we have Butterfree. Of course, Butterfree is a fan favorite that a lot of people love. And then this is done by the artist Satoma. Sotoma? Satoma or Sotoma, one of those. I can't really see the card from where I'm sitting, but this is a great card. It reminds me of that one episode that makes us all cry, and I'm not gonna remember it because then I'm gonna start crying. I'm a very emotional man. I'm sorry. I'll start tearing up right now. We have the basic energy of the psychic type. All right, let's keep going. Let's fix up these stacks right here. And I'm sitting on the floor right now. I'm crisscrossed and my leg's falling asleep. So if you see my foot fling around here somewhere, or you see my big toe, I apologize. I apologize. Anyway, we have Iono here with Bellibolt. Bellibolt, one of those. Let's keep going. Let's see what we get. Just pull it up slowly. Oh, got one of my chase cards. Here it is. Paras by Ayako Osaki. Ayako Osaki, giving us this simply beautiful multi-layered illustration. The line work on point, the colors on point, the shading and the sun of where it's all hitting, beautiful is. This one is a hit for me. I will put that on my special stack, followed by Wingull by Mekayu. Yeah, Mekayu. This Wingull is great. Again, I love it when it's such a simple design and beautiful artwork. This one, what can you say? I want to be out on the water with him. Or at least just be careful with my chips because he's a seagull and he's probably just eyeballing my chips. Alright, we have Swina by the artist Rend, R-E-N-D, Rend. I like this one. He's just wallowing around in the dirt, in the mud, having a good time, getting that little mud bath. No wonder he has a perfect skin, or at least on his nose. Again, we have a Shelmet, our first duplicate. Look at this, Shelmet again. So what are we gonna do with our duplicates? We're gonna put in the special stack right over here. There. Special stacks are for duplicates. These are gonna be donated later to charity. And then we have Postwick by the artist Ayumi Odashima. Again, Ayumi Odashima showing off her mad skills, but this time in architecture. Look at this landscape. You just want to live here. It looks like a village town in Europe. I want to be in this little house right here because God knows over here in Southern California, paying a little shed is like $1 million. I want to be here. Ayumi Odashina, draw me my dream house, please. And now we have Cloth. Cloth is also one of my favorite Pokemon. I like the way he's so silly. And I do also wonder what he would taste like if we cook him, like in a boil, like a seafood boil. And this is by Shinya Komatsu. Shinya Komatsu is giving us these amazing lights. I like how Shinya Komatsu draws the rock face here. Usually drawing rocks and plant life look amazing in their artwork. Let's keep going. And now we have Levincia by Marina Chikasawa. Marina Chikasawa gives us this dynamic city, almost looking like Coruscant from Star Wars, but with arena here. That would be pretty intimidating to battle in this arena there. We have Pangoro. Pangoro by Nagamiso. Nagamiso, I've spoken about him once, I've spoken about him twice. Nagamiso is, again, another one of my top illustrators. Alright, hey there guys, there was an error with my camera. Of course, when you need to rely on technology, it doesn't do it. It all turns off. But in the last 4 packs, 4 before the end, one of those packs, I managed to pull this one here. Ends Reshiram by the artist Bun Tojo. This is a beautiful card. I did explain it before my camera went on the fritz and didn't record, but I'll give a reiteration. This one here, beautiful card, beautiful artwork. The light that's coming from the heavens, hitting up on N and his Reshiram while he sits on it confidently with his partner. It's such a good card. I can go over this for hours and hours on end, and the techniques used to make this full art so impactful as it is, but I'm just gonna leave it here. We're just gonna look at it, gush over it, and take our time. Just look at that. That is stunning. And of course, I did put it in the card sleeve that was provided for us in this ETB, but other than that, looking good, and thank you so much. So we're gonna keep going with this Iono card. Let's crack it open. Nice. Let's see what we get. We have the Scovet by the artist Soso. Artist Soso always draws the most attractive cards. They're always so cute, very adorable. Look at him, just taking a quick snack during the day. Just eating his little berries and his puffins. That's adorable. Let's put this down. At the camera. Let's put this down. We have the Metang by Osvaldo Cato. Beautiful card. I love the background. The scene, it's just great. I love how it's just coming at you. Kind of looks like a ship, like a mothership from Star Wars. Another duplicate card by Rockruff. This one is going to go into the duplicate stack right over here. Another Noibat. Great card going into the duplicate stack. Volcarona. Volcarona is always such a cool. It reminds me a lot of Mothra from Godzilla. And this one's gonna be by Mitsuhira Arita. Mitsuhira Arita bringing in almost the solar flares coming in here, giving this beautiful kind of lighting and just ferocity that comes to Volcarona every time you see him. All right, a Alolan Marowak by the artist Uta. Uta always coming in with a stunning display of artwork and composition. I love the way that he plays with the warmer colors on the bottom left versus the cooler colors on the club that Marowak has there. A classic, an OG Pokemon, Weezing by Keiichiro Ito. Keiichiro Ito showing off the gaseous forms that are coming up here. That's also another hard thing to do. How do you draw gas in an illustration? Well, you have to really work and play with colors here. Using the greens to offset the browns and the warmer tones on the top right. We have a Tropius. A Tropius by Atsuya Uki. We already spoke about this card already. It is a duplicate card, and even though it's a reverse holo that's going to be donated, we need to give the kids some hits as well. So I love to see them get something shiny. Another Skillet. Nice. Skillet. Let's put this down. Ooh, Snorlax and Huff Snorlax by Gosan. Again, Gosan showing off the dynamic poses. And I've spoken about this on my channel before, but I love the way he's slamming his energy down here and kicking about a lot of dirt and dust. Our energy for today is a basic energy. Last pack. Let's see what we get. Last pack. And then 1, 2, 3. Oh, there you go. Let's kick that off. Alright. And we have Qfent by the artist Kodama. Yeah, Kodama. By the artist Kodama. I like this one. It's nice, it's adorable, simple, and it's very soft. It all looks very soft. The backgrounds and the Pokemon itself gives it this very soft vibes. And I love the way he's kicking up the leaves. Having a good time. We have Sprigatito. Sprigatito by Mina Nakai. Did you know that Sprigatito has the word gatito in it? In Spanish, gatito means little cat. Es un gatito de zacate. It's a zacate cat. It's a grass cat. It's adorable. I want this cat. I know my wife would love this cat. She loves plants and cats. So that'd be a perfect Pokemon for her. Hops Silicobra. The Silicobra by the artist Aspara. Aspara showing off this beautiful. Look, we usually get a lot of beautiful flowers in these illustrations, but this is actually desert plants like grains here. I really like this. It kind of looks like my backyard where there's nothing but dirt and rocks. Ooh, the Fungus. Fungus by Saboteri. This one, oh man, what is he smoking? Let's just say he's just blowing off some steam. This is a great Pokemon illustration. I like this one. I'm actually gonna put this in my chase card. Yeah, that's a good card. We have Grimmsnarl by the artist Nisota. Wait, by the artist Nisota Niso. By the artist Niso. It's really hard to draw hair like this because you really have to keep track of the motion of where everything's going, but they did a solid work. Grimmsnarl here is really showing off the dominance that he has and those big muscles. He is really bulky. Ends PP up. This is a duplicate card, so we're gonna put this back. Here we go. We have Pelipper by the artist Nelno. It kind of reminds me of the old red and blue Pokemon illustrations for the games in the Game Boy. It kind of looks like it's one of those like Cerulean City or anything here, and he's just flying right over. That's very beautiful right next to that water, body of water. Again, we have Bagon or Bagon by Tanaka, Miki Tanaka. We have this, so this is duplicate card offered charity and donation for you. We have Escavalier. Escavalier by Takumi Wada. This one here, it's great. This is a great card. I love the style. I love the spiral that it has here at the bottom here. I love the whole look. It looks very French and it's got the lances on his hands. This is a great Pokemon. And the way he's blocking out the sun from his eyes, but it's glistening off. That's how you do a metallic Pokemon. You gotta show off that they're made out of metal by giving off that little texture and the little glint. This one's staying with me. Oh, one of my chase cards, Magearna, the robot rabbit, reminding me of Oriana like I mentioned before. I love this one. This is by Rika. Rika's coming in strong with the beautiful, beautiful background and scenery of the flowers, the water, the mountains, and Magearna there with her little surprise face. I love this card. This is gonna go in my stack. I'm being selfish. And we have the last card here. We have a fighting one. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we got. We have a lot of good cards, several cards that are gonna be going up to donations. So I'm gonna be making these into a stack, and I'm gonna be collecting these so I can send them off to kids who are in need. And this is my personal collection of all the chase cards that I had. We have the Magearna, Escavalier, we have the Fungus, Kilowattrel, we have the Kecleon, we have the Paris, and we have the Maractus and the Acelgor. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. I'm keeping those. We have our bigger hits that many people call. We have the Reshiram, we have the Dunsparce, we have Ens PP is up, and we have Ens Zoroark. These are the hits and one full art card. So in the whole ETB, that's what we got. And of course, we have these. These are not duplicates, and it's funny enough, I didn't think we would get so many cards. I really thought we would get more duplicates because I want to send more out. These are nice and they'll go to my collection, but I want to send more duplicates out. But this is a gorgeous museum of illustration and illustrators. I really love doing this. Again, I want to say thank you to Carberry for hosting the giveaway. Thank you to Blackbird Studio for sending me out the victory that he had by sending it to me. And again, this is the Pokemon Curator. You guys have a good day.